Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Highway 66 Corvair Street Rod Project and the Manufacturer's Product Showcase. Today, we're going to get busy working on the back of the car here. We're going to be working on our filler neck for the gas tank. We've got some parts laid out here on the table. I'll explain what we've got here in just a second, but I wanted to thank everyone for writing in for the views, all the comments. We're answering every comment that we have come in. So we had a couple of guys write in and want me to, their comment is to quit talking and to get busy. I get it. There's a lot of planning going on in the car to get everything started and get things rolling. And again, we're just in the third episode. This is the fourth, of course. But we felt like some of the young guys that are out there, they need, I think they like the explanation and the journey that we're taking here. And some of the young guys are excited about this. Some of your older guys that have been around, you've done this before, I know you just want to see the meat and not worry about the potatoes as much. But I kind of do both. But today we are going to get busy on the back of the car here working on the gas filler neck. And that's what we're going to work on. So today, I've got a few parts here I'd like to share with you. So thanks for sticking around. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you would. We're excited about that. But today, we've got a few items from Tanks again. And what this is a stainless steel 304 cup that's been pressed out. It's rounded off. The radiuses are really nice here. It's recessed about 1.5 inches, somewhere around in there. I'll give you the exact measurements at another time. But anyway, what this is really designed for is to go down in a truck bed, like a wooden bed on one of your older trucks. This can be drilled out, this set back down in there, and you've got a great place for your filler neck, so nothing will hit that, and your filler cap can be flush mounted. But I thought it'd be a great thing to add to the back of the car, because we're wanting to recess the back of our gas filler neck too. So this was a good place to start right here. And also we've got a 6-hole. This is drilled and tapped for I believe a 1032 is what I'm using. Maybe metric. Let me double check on that, but I'll let you know that maybe in the description. But anyway, we've got a 2¼ inch filler neck here, and this is stainless steel, 304 stainless. I don't have to worry about rust on the cup or the filler neck. And this is threaded really nice. This is an aluminum cap. It's knurled here on the outside, so it's really easy to get a hold to and tighten up. There's a big old ring on the inside of that. So when you put that on there, you can tighten this up. Now this is brand new. I don't have any. I usually put some lubrication or something around here, but it works really well. It tightens up. You don't have to turn it really hard to get it to seal. So these are the parts that we're going to be using today as we put in a new filler neck on the back end of the Corvair. And what I've got here, I've got a piece of 16 gauge steel cold rolled that we're going to cut out a little bit more of the Corvair, and I know I like that. But I believe we're making improvements on the car and making it a lot easier for us to fill the car up. And again, the first thing we did was get rid of that door flap up there. And that might be a dead giveaway that this car is running something other than the flat 6 that was in the back. But we can live with that. By the time we get on the gas, they won't be worrying about the gas filler as much. So anyway, I've got a piece of 16 gauge. It's a little stronger than what's back here on the back of the car. Probably some 18 gauge back there, something like that. But the 16 is going to give me enough strength to be able to weld all this together and not have to worry about the flex on there. And it'll make it really strong when we get ready to, when we have to use the gas flap and the, we're going to have a fold down license plate that'll hide this. But again, hiding it, being able to see it, we don't want to see it. We're going to cover it all up. But I want it to work real easy when we get it installed, and where the gas or the license plate will hide it. So what we're going to do, this ring will get welded to this, and then this ring will there's 6 holes in here that we've got here on the ring, and that'll be bolted in, and we've got a gasket right here. And what we'll do, we'll put the gasket back here, and this cup will be welded in completely, but the filler neck, this part, I don't want to weld that in. I want to be able to take it out so when I get ready to paint, I don't have something that's going to be in my way. If that was in there, even with the cap gone, it would make it a lot harder to paint down inside there and get our paint coverage like we want. So anyway, this whole section going down to the tank, other than the connecting hose, will be something I can remove if I want to and take completely off of the tank. So anyway, stick around. This is what we're going to work on today. I'm going to get the cut out a little bit piece of metal here and get it a little bit closer to fitting in what I'm going to cut out back there. And after I get this cut out, we'll take that back there, we'll lay it up there, and that's what we'll use as a template to cut out some of the car back there and make arrangements to be able to put this filler neck into the 66 Corvair. So let me get my gloves on. We've got the cutoff wheel here, and we'll get this cut out and we'll see if we can get some work done. So let me cut this out, and then we'll relocate the camera as we get going, and I'm going to try to talk and work at the same time. I don't have any gum, and I can do both of those, so let's see if we can do this. I've got to get my other glasses. You know where I wear 2 pair of glasses. That's my trademark there, because I can't wear my contacts when I'm doing all this dust work and everything. So let's cut this out. Let's get this scored, and then we'll take this back to the back of the car and we'll get going. There we go. Now I've got it marked here. This is going the other direction. Let me finish my mark. Get this done, and then we'll take it over there. We'll relocate the camera, and we'll get this set up and see how much we need to cut out of the back of the car. I know you know I love it when I cut up the car. All you guys out there, traditional Corvair owners, I know that cringes you every time and makes you want to hide your eyes maybe. But anyway, let's cut this piece out. This is a new little grinder here, so I gotta remember where all the things that are on it so I can change my, I've got another sanding disc somewhere. Let me get that and I'll be right back. And I don't know what I did with it. I think I just bought, oh, here it is, and right in front of me. That's where they're usually at. That's what happens when you get my age. Things in front of you just don't seem to be there anymore. Just the way it is. You'll see when you get there. So anyway, I'm just gonna take off the little edge here. I said it was. That one will tighten up in it. This is a brand new grinder. And let's put it there this way. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna hit these edges, take some of the edges off. All right, that's what we're gonna start with. We're gonna take away a little bit of the car at the back there. So let me get the camera set up and we'll get that going. Stick around. We're gonna get this done today. Let's do it. All right, now here, as you can see, I already had this laid out. Had a couple of thoughts in mind when I got ready to get started on this. Right here, we were just going to trim the outer circle of that of our cup down and put this right in here and leave all of this right here and put the gas flap over here or the filler neck over here a little bit to the left. However, our tank is directly in line. We're going to be able to center the tank right in between the frame rails of the car, and that would put that about right here where our center of our filler neck would be. So also this I think they make a latch for the old or a lock for the old latch now, I believe, but I didn't really want to use that. I want to use something a little bit more modern where we can lock the trunk, that we're going to not have to worry about it when we're carrying our luggage or what we're doing when we're traveling, and it'll be cable operated. So I changed my mind. We're not going to put it over here. So again, this is going to freak some of you guys out. We're going to cut all this out right here down to here, and we're just going to put a whole brand new flat panel in here. We'll go from here all the way over to here, and when you shut the deck lid or the trunk, you'll never know it. This will look a lot nicer. Again, the license plate covers most of this up anyway. This was just for the old latch. So what we're going to do, we're going to leave all this. We're going to make a new piece up here to fit in here, weld this in, and then out to here and all the way down, and then we'll put all that back together. So I'm going to work on this, and we'll get this taken care of. I'm going to use my piece I just cut out as a template, and we'll cut this section out, and we'll get going. Now, there's a brace back here. We're going to be able to leave that. We don't have to move the brace, and it's not going to be in the way of the filler neck. So I'm going to erase these marks here. Let's put some new marks in. We'll cut that out and get that part done. All right, let's mark this. We've got our piece that we cut out a minute ago. Now, we're going to go down to about right here. We're going to come over here. This starts to fall off right here and to here. So we want to make sure we get past that where we have a good flush weld, and we're not high or low in here. Now, this little rolled edge, we're going to go just below the rolled edge here. So when we add our piece to the top to fill this in, we'll be able to radius this and make that match what we've got going on here. So anyway, there's our line right there. We're going to go to the bottom. And again, I'm just below that. We're here far enough. This is going to give a good cut here. So this is what I'm going to be cutting out right here on the car. And then again, we'll be making a piece here. We'll cut a template that'll weld back in here, and that'll fill that all. And then when we go, we're going to have 13 inches from left to right. We'll be able to center that at 6.5. Put our gas filler right there. We've got a good fall down on that where it works great. We don't have to worry about gas, how we're filling it up. And another good thing about it, when you pull up to the gas pump, it doesn't matter if you're on the left or right side. You don't have to wait any longer to make sure you pick the right side at the gas station. Be able to fill your car with right in the center, right behind the gas or the license plate door here. So that's what we're going to cut out, and then we're going to cut out this piece right here too. So let me get this cut out, and we'll get going on that. All right, let's cut this piece out here. Okay. All you traditionalists, again, you can hold your breath here as we make the first cut. Just like surgery, you're going to cut it open, but we're going to put it back together. So I think it's going to look a lot better when we get done. So. All right, let me think about something here as we get ready to make this first cut. All right, I had to think about that a little bit. I thought about just maybe stopping it here and taking it all the way over there, but it's gonna make a lot more sense for me worrying about templating this out here just to go straight up here, and then we'll take what we need out of that. So that'll get all the rest of that out of the way. So we're gonna take this all the way up. Okay, let me get up under here. I don't want to make that. I may get my saw. I may get my skill saw out and cut that off because I want that. I can't make that tight of a bend with this piece right here. So anyway, let me get my other saw and see if we got a blade on that, and we'll cut that piece, and then we'll slick that up a little bit with our disc. So let me get my other saw. All right. I was going to get my other saw out, but I didn't have a blade long enough to do what I wanted to do. So let's see if we can finish this up with our cutoff wheel here. We'll just run this all the way across. There we go. Let's see what's hanging on up there. Just a little bitty piece. bracket that I said we wouldn't lose. I forgot that was attached to that. So we are going to lose the bracket, which I could care less. Again, let's cut that off. I'm going to put a little bit stronger bracket than what's back there anyway. Let's see if I can get that off of there, and we'll just twist that out of the way. There you go. Wasn't that strong of a bracket anyway. There you go. If anybody wants to buy that, you can have it. All right, let's see how close we are to what we need to have here. My piece off the ground. Oh, that's going to fit good. It's going to weld in nice, and then we'll bring this piece down here, and like I said, we'll be able to come in here, cut out this piece, and I'm going to get my file. We'll file these sharp edges off, and I'll be right back. All right, let's get a few of these sharp edges off of here, and then we can get the welder out and start filling this panel in. Well, I know that sounds good on camera. Like I said, if you guys got other tools, we've got cut-off wheels, we've got grinding disc and all that, but I tell you, this is a lot easier. We're just showing you that you can get it done with a basic hand tool. All right, see if that'll fit in there. All right, go right there. She's gonna sit right there. I'll be able to weld that in pretty easy. I'll get all this epoxy primer ground down off of the outside of this. We'll get ready to weld this in right there. There you go. And of course, we're gonna grind. We're gonna fill weld this all the way in. We're gonna take our time. I don't want to add a whole lot of heat back to this, so you know, I'm not in a hurry. So we're just gonna take our time. There you go. Fits better like that. That's the way it went in there. So, okay, let's do that. I'm gonna move the camera. We'll get the welder set up. We'll grind this down here, and we'll get ready to weld this in. Then we'll make a template for this. We'll weld that in. Then we'll be moving into the gas filler neck itself, and we'll lay that out. We'll cut that opening, and we'll get ready to weld that in. So let me get the car and the camera moved. We'll keep going. All right, we got some of that ground off of there. What epoxy primer really stays on quite well. all I was doing there is just getting this revealed the same as this top line here. Looking down on it, I can see that. That way it'll be a little bit easier to make our template. And we got all the paint gone. A little bit more right here. Alright, get the welder set up and we'll spot this in. Again, we're going to take our time, but we'll get it seal welded. Yeah, there we go. We got it all cut out now. I'm almost 64 years old, so I know a gas hole when I see it, and that's a pretty big one there, but we're going to see if we can make it a little bit smaller and do what we need to do today. So I'm sorry, sometimes my sense of humor actually kicks in. I just don't know how much I'm going to say on YouTube, which is not much. Anyway, you don't ever have to worry about any foul language or anything here. So anyway, let's get this welded in. All right, let's get this welded in. We'll tack it in. We'll make sure it's all going the direction we want it to go. Go. I'm going to pull it over just a little bit, right there. Now let me see here. That's looking pretty good there. Got a little bit of a bow to the back of the panel, not much. Nice and tight there. Right, that'll hold it. We don't need our magnets anymore. Pretty good there. Push that in just a little bit. There we go. Good spot weld there. All right, let's see. We're gonna pull this back just a little bit to get that a little nice and flush. Not much. Yeah, a little bit too much. Pull that back out. There we go. I know this is hard to see on camera, but we want to keep it as tight as we can. There we go. Good job. All right, it's working right there. Feels good right there. All right. All right, let's get this one here. I opened it up a little bit more. I must have cut that a little bit crooked, which sometimes it happens. There we go. But we can fill it in. That's why I'm using a MIG. Now, all you guys that are TIG welders, me too, but I just don't feel the need to try to TIG weld on a body panel. There we go. All right. Go. Connected the dots there. I don't know what this looks like on camera, but we're just going to keep tacking it in. There you go, a little bit much on that one. And I've got this cranked up a little bit more for 16, but I don't have to worry about it once I get it welded in. Because again, this is probably 18 gauge on the car. Well, it's pretty thin. All right. Put this one up here a little bit more so I don't have to worry about this one. Starting up at the very top. And this one, because that's where we're going to be tying in our top piece. Okay. One thing's for sure, I don't see as good as I used to, especially with 2 pair of glasses on, but we need to put this piece in. That's going to be plenty strong. All right, that's a good start on what I wanted to do there. We don't need the magnets anymore. Put those over there, and we can make a template for this piece right here, and we'll get ready to work on that. So let me get to that, and then we'll keep going. Stick around. All right, now we'll show you just how easy it is to make our template. We don't have to use any cardboard to cut out. We can simply put this piece in here first. We can simply lay this one under here, and we can follow this, and we'll leave a little bit. Now, one thing I have noticed, this is just a little bit higher, but when we put this up in there, it'll all fit. We'll get that tucked in there nice, and we might have a little bit of body work and hammering to do, but not much. But anyway, there's what we're cutting out. Makes it pretty easy to make the template for that, to weld in, and then we can spot weld all that. We'll keep going. I'm going to cut this out. You don't have to watch this, so let's cut this piece out. Okay, I've got everything tacked in pretty well. I've got the top piece tacked in here, and we'll finish welding this up here, and then I'll grind it down. You don't have to watch all that, but anyway, I got the piece fit real good here. I've got to weld this all the way across the top here. Now, here there's a gap, and I left the gap there on purpose. We've got a little 3/16 filler rod here that I'm going to use, and why I want to use this is, well, I'm going to push this. I'm going to go in the back. I'm going to push this up in there, and instead of having just 2 16-gauge pieces of steel to grind down and make this radius, so we don't have to put so much body filler in it, I'm just going to push this in under the back, and I'm going to hold that up there, and when I weld this in, that will give me something to grind on without grinding through all of my 16-gauge and having to worry about blowing through that. So you can see that come through right there. So let me spot this in. A little tack right there, and get this one on the other side. I'm pushing in pretty good. All right, let me get that up in there. All right, hold on. Let me get something else to push with. That's going to get a little hot. All right, got that in there. There we go. All right, that's in there. Now when I get ready to grind that down, I don't have to worry about grinding all my material away. So let me spot this in. Oh. There we go. Hold on. Let me get my pliers out. There we go. The wire sticking to it. And I used a zinc coated piece back there. Just I don't have to worry about it rusting as much, and it sparks a little bit more, which is that's about all I had anyway to do this with. But it's going to work out fine. And then when we get this all welded up, I'll be able to grind this down. And if you're thinking that's ugly, I'll agree, it is. But I ain't really worried about it because I'm going to grind it down. And when we start grinding it down into the zinc, that'll solve that issue. And when I go back over this, I don't have to worry about it as much. All right, there's that. We'll get one up here. That's a good one. All right, one right there. Good deal. I'll be able to grind these down in a minute and not have to worry about them. And like I said, we got a lot of body work to do anyway. Let me get my grinder out here and I'll hit this a little bit. You don't have to see that, but, and you might not be watching now anyway, but I know you guys are impatient, don't like to watch these long videos, but this is what we're doing. Well, I can tell you this, it ain't going nowhere when I get finished. And I've given it plenty of time to cool down. So let me grind this down a little bit and we'll start taking some shape. Then we'll be able to mark our hole in the center and get ready to cut our hole out for the filler neck. Well, there you can see a little bit of it ground down, starting to take shape. Like I say, I ain't gonna put you through all that's got a nice roll right here. Matches this one pretty close without any body work yet. Plenty strong. This all welded in really nice. Here again, I'm not really concerned about this being MIG welded. You know, a lot of this stuff you go to a shop and you're going to see anyway, or you won't see it. I'm just showing you what's done in most cases here. This all is going to get ground down, but anyway, this is what I was after, and I may hit this one a little bit and get these a little smoother so I can lay out the hole where that's going to be cut, and then we can spot weld this in, and then we can work on towards the getting a little bit closer with the filler cap in the center of the back panel here. So let's go to the next step. All right, now we're going to cut the center hole out for the cup to go in right here. Now, I could have trimmed this down, wasted all my time cutting all this down up to here, making this hole, but once it's welded in, it's not going to matter. It's all going to be flush mounted anyway. But what I have done, once this is welded in the center line of the gas filler, the neck is going to be pretty much center line with my tail lights here. They're about 4 inches down from here down to the center line, if you can see that. So what I've done here, I brought this down from here down to here about 4 inches, mark my center line, and we're going to cut this out right here. Then when I weld the cup in, that's going to put our gas filler neck almost even with our tail lights. Even though it's going to be recessed and behind here, you're not going to see it behind the plate. Still, when you open it down just for looks, it's going to be behind there. So I'm going to cut this out, and then we'll keep going. Okay, now we've got the hole cut out for our cup to go in, and there's a couple of holes I'm going to have to drill in the cup. I've drilled 3 already. There's 6 to drill for that split O-ring, or for that split ring that's going on the back. And let me get that and I'll show you. We've almost got everything ready to go in there. Now, here's the cup. Let me show you what we've got here. Now, again, I've got this marked. We've got 3 already drilled right here in the cup here, where this is, again, this is going to bolt in the split ring. That's going to actually, and then we will weld the split ring to our filler neck. But again, this is going to bolt in here so we can take the filler neck in and out. But we've got a few holes to drill. I've already got them marked right here. There are 3 left. I put some blue tape on here. I took a punch, center punch that out, and we're going to drill these out before I actually weld that in, so I don't have to worry about that while I'm in there. So we can weld these really nice, or we can drill these out, and we can taper them off a little bit where we don't have any sharp edges around here. So I'm going to do that, and then when I get back, we're going to fit the cup in it. But I can show you, it fits pretty good already. And where the direction of this is going, which is like that right there. Now that's going to weld in pretty good, even though we could have saved all this material, but I wanted to just start from a new piece like that and weld that in. And this is all going to be flush. And then again, our filler neck is level with our lights. And when that goes in here, our filler neck will go flush to the outside of this, so the license plate will shut flush. We can get our hands around our filler neck really easy to take the cap on and off. And you can certainly get the idea of what we're doing here today and to get this finished in. But and that's going to give us a brand new filler door for our gas. I think we're going to work out really good. So let me get these holes drilled, and if I can, I'll spot this in, and then I'll kind of fashion everything in there where you can see what this is going to look like. And then we'll finish it all up, and then we'll weld it in and smooth everything up, grind it down, and then we'll prime this with some epoxy primer so I don't have to, and then we'll go ahead and shoot some epoxy primer on that filler door up there at the front that I've taken away. So anyway, let me get these other 3 holes drilled. I'll come back in just a minute, and we'll put a couple of spot welds in here. We'll bolt everything in place where you can take a look at it and see what you think. Let me drill these holes. Well, there you go. It's pretty close. Got a lot of work to do. Got to finish welding everything up, grinding it down. But as you can see right here, we've got 6 holes holding in the filler neck now. They're all stainless steel. This is flush mount completely. You can recess it as much as you want, but it's not going to interfere with the license plate at all. And you can see how easy it is for me to get my hand around. I'm doing this holding the camera, but that's pretty easy. It seals up really well. Again, I think it's pretty cool. I hope you like it. Give me a thumbs up if you do on relocating the filler neck for the Corvair. And anyway, I'll finish this all up. I'll grind everything down, and then I'll prime it, and we'll take a look at it after it's all finished. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in here shortly after we get it all ground down. Probably in the next video. There we go. 1966 filler neck for the Highway 66 project. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think it's cool. See you later. Well, there you have it. It's all welded in place. Got most of it ground down the way I want. And we're going to shoot some primer on it. I'm going to leave those couple of holes in there, the little ones. This was for the original license plate right here, and this is probably for a bumper, I guess, to stop the license plate or just to stop it from setting up against the. We might end up welding that up, and this one too. We'll make our own hole once we get our license plate door in there. So again, we're going to put a hinge door. So I'm going to get some primer on this, and that'll get that looking pretty good. And we'll put the gas cap back on it. But I think it filled it in really nice. Again, it's going to be a great gas filler location, I believe. Certainly is for me. If you like it, if you like what we've done here and getting a little bit further on the Corvair, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Again, I'm going to get better at this. We're going to make these videos a little bit faster, and again, like most of you are saying, we're not going to be talking as much here. Eventually I'll figure out how to dub over this, and we'll just do the work, and then we'll tell you what we're doing while you're watching the video. So we'll get that figured out and to get that going. So let me shoot some primer on this. I'm going to shoot some on this and the filler door. I've been waiting to get primer on that and mix up some primer to do this. So let's get this done, and we'll come back and see you in just a second. Let me get some primer on it. All right, there we go. We got it primed up. Looking pretty good. I'm going to put the gas filler neck back in there, and again, you can see the cups completely welded in. And then I will bolt in the filler neck, and that should work out really good. Again, it's centered. You see the little hole right here on the bottom, right here of the car, right there. That's exactly in the center of the bolt holes in the cup, right in the center of the car. So let me get the filler neck in there, and we'll see what that looks like. Of course, we got some body work to do, but hey, I can take care of all that. This is going to work out really good. All right, there we are, looking down on it. Had to get the car back in the garage. It started raining on me, but we've got a shot of that. So let me get the filler neck in. We'll see what that looks like. All right, there it is with the filler neck installed. And again, the filler neck bolts in and out. Again, the cup, welding the cup all the way in completely. Now I can take that filler neck in and out when I get ready to paint. Right now I've just got some stainless Phillips heads in there, but I'll probably change that over to some button heads. But you can see, there we go. Of course, we got some body work to do, like I mentioned before. There it goes straight through. Everything is centered up over that hole at the bottom of the car where the trim goes. And let me put the gas cap on it, and we'll see what it looks like then. And there you go. There it is. There's the gas cap installed. Again, that works real easy. Get down here and get a picture of it. Again, all you're going to be able to see is those stainless screws, which I'm okay with that. You're really not going to be able to see that either, because again, it's all going to be behind the license plate. It had a lot of effort just to cover it up, but it's going to make it a lot easier for me to put gas in the car. And like I say, I can get my hand in there real easy. Let me see if I can get over here. I'm holding the camera. Sorry about that. All right, let me see here. There you go. Let me stand up and do it. There. Pretty easy. Again, it don't take a whole lot. And again, I've not welded the ring on the back of the filler neck yet, so but it holds really tight. There it is. That's on. Flush completely. I can push that back even a little bit further, but I'm going to make sure it's exactly flush with the outside of this, so right now I can still move that in and out. But it's really easy to do that before I weld in the filler neck to that the ring on the back, that split ring. So there you go. Now I ought to get a thumbs up for that. We didn't do as much talking. Still talked a little bit, but just the way it is. I can't help that. I've been a motor mouth for a long time. I don't think I can change it too much, but we should get a thumbs up for at least almost getting this completely finished today with this first video, or with this the fourth episode in this video. So there you go. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Again, we'll see what that does later on down the road if we get enough of you guys commenting. Please send the comments in. I really like them, whether you like it or not. You know, you can comment and tell me what you think about it. And so anyway, let me do one other thing. I'm going to shut the deck lid, or the trunk, and we'll see what that looks like with the trunk lid closed. All right, let's do that. All right, there you go. There it is with the deck lid closed, the trunk. And I think that works out really well. Again, you're not going to see any of that. It's perfect. It's just the way it should be on the left and the right. So let's get down here and look at it. You can see how that goes up in there. You don't really see that anyway. Well, we've got a good looking filler neck. And by the time all the body work's done, that's going to look really good. Thanks for watching. You're not going to have to see me again today. That's awesome. So I hope to see you again on episode 5. And thanks for sticking around, and thanks again for the comments. No matter what they say, we're going to answer to them, and we're going to be polite as we can when we do answer them. So thanks. Come back to see us on the Highway 66 Corvair Street Rod Project and the Manufacturer's Product Showcase. Once again, I'm the Lone Builder, signing off, and we'll see you in episode 5.